Welcome to my channel, guys. So this is going to be my first video to the new game that I've been playing. This game is called FROSTBORN. You can download it in the App Store. It is 100% free to play. It does have pay to win like availability in the game. I guess in this video I'm basically just going to go over the basics of like what the game is. The game is a survival game. By survival I mean you try not to die. If you can kill someone, you can get the stuff that they're wearing. If you die, you lose everything that you're wearing. This is basically the game I'm playing until Diablo comes out. So you get an inventory. You can wear like a backpack that increases your inventory. As you can see, I don't have a full inventory. I got like 8 or 10 spaces that I could unlock with backpack upgrades. But the concept of the game is to find gear to gear your guy up so that you are less likely to die and more likely to kill your enemies. You can explore dungeons, you can explore areas looking for gear, and then you can build your own gear too. Like this place where I'm at is my base. I haven't really put up all the walls, and like my carpet is kind of out in the front yard and stuff. Like I'm not very organized yet, but the chests are where you can put all of your stuff. You're allowed like up to 40 chests, I think, and like 40 doors on your place. But every 2 days you can be raided, which is where like you get paired up with another group of players that could potentially storm your base and try to lockpick open your chest and take your stuff. So like that's why my base looks like a weird like fence around my house. Like this is my house over here on the right, and then I got like 2-wall fence going around it. That's because in order for them to get to my base, they have to break through those walls. I will eventually add more walls to make it even harder, and then you can upgrade walls. You can upgrade pretty much everything in this game. Other than like trying to find your gear, one of the major concepts is you have this base, but you also get a town. I'll show you the town in a second, but this guy right here is like your helper that will take stuff to the town for you. So he constantly gives you quests. You talk to him and he'll give you a list of stuff you need to fill up every day. Or, well, not every day, all day long. He gives you a list of stuff you need to fill up. You can see that I'm level 47. If I give him everything that he's asking for and then I meet him in town and he gives me the stuff there, I can use that stuff to make an upgrade to my town that will allow me to upgrade 1 level each time. Like currently I'm level 47. I just need to get him this 120 silver. If I get him the 120 silver, I could take this stuff to the town and upgrade with the simple as a couple of clicks. I'm kind of hemmed up. One of the first crutches that I've seen for free to play is like things like silver are not easy to get. I have like one lady in town who will give me a quest every day, and then I have like a guy in town that collects taxes every day. So between taxes and the goals every day, that's only time I get silver. If you were a pay to win, you could just buy silver basically. So it definitely dampers how fast I can upgrade that cart. Now the reason why you would pay that guy what he's asking and keep upgrading your town is if you look over here, they're called blueprints, but that is stuff that you can make. Like I can build a hatchet. What it costs is over here on the right. It says it costs a log, it costs a stone. You can easily go and gather logs and stone. It's even easier to get logs and stone. It's easier to get logs if you have a hatchet, and it's easier to get stone if you have a pickaxe, but it's hard to make a pickaxe if you don't have stone. It's hard to make a hatchet if you don't have wood and stone also. So you go and you find the wood and stone that's laying on the ground that doesn't require a hatchet or a pickaxe first, and you basically just gradually work your way up. And that's the whole concept of the game, is that it starts out super simple like that, where it's like just grab some wood, grab some stone, upgrade your stuff, make a spear, you can kill zombies, make, hatchet, you can chop wood, and you can then eventually, find these ingredients from killing zombies and make you a backpack, and then you just keep progressing. But that's basically what you do in here, but in order to have the knowledge of being able to make these things, you have to unlock the blueprints to them. And how you unlock the blueprints is by paying that guy at the cart the things he wants and upgrading your town. Like, so far I can make up to a chain. If I want to learn how to make a couch, I gotta require district level 51. But I'm probably not going to have a couch because I don't even have a couch in real life. So why would I have a couch in this game? No idea. Place to rest? I got a bed for that, man. But anyway, yeah, district level 51. I was level 47, so if I pay the guy's cart thing 4 more times, do 4 more errands for him, I could then make couches. And that's basically the concept. I've worked my way up that far. I have no idea what the max levels are and stuff. And then you just have like objects that, help you make other stuff. Like I can take plants that you can just grab from the ground and I can turn them into rope. Or I can turn them to cloth, and then I can take the rope and the cloth and turn it to armor. And then, I can take the armor and go kill zombies with it and find better stuff. So like that's what's going on. I guess I'll just give you a quick, all right. So in my hand, I have a staff that lets me heal. You can pick your classes. Like in most games, they make you specialize, like what class you want to be. In this game, you kind of specialize, but at the same time, your person can have a choice at everything. Like if I wanted to switch classes, like right now I'm a healer. If I wanted to be a warrior, I just click warrior and I click select, and I wait for that bar in the bottom left to get all the way to the end, and boom, I'm officially a warrior now instead of a healer. But I have a cooldown on my warrior spell there. You see counting down 5, 4, 3, and that is so that you can't just instantly switch between classes and be like, oh, I'm going to hit you with a spell and then I'm going to switch to something else. Nah, they have cooldowns on it. And then if you were to cast the spell, it would have its own cooldown as well. I myself, I prefer to be a healer. You unlock healer like level 10. But the reason why I prefer to be a healer is so that way I don't really need food, because food is a resource, or basically a value, a worth, something that I can hold on to. This is the world map. These are areas. Not all areas are safe, guys, meaning in some areas you can be attacked by other players, and then in some areas you can't. I know that some people are into PvP, some people aren't into PvP, some people are into playing with other players, some people are into just doing things by themselves. I get that. The game does have the ability for you to play by yourself, but it's inevitable that eventually you will somehow cross paths with a player. Now, how much you risk when you cross that path is entirely up to you. Meaning, if you're not into the pay to or player versus player at all, then you're going to be a low budget risk player, which would mean the reason why you would play this game is so that you can trade with other players, accumulate a lot of stuff, get rich. Wear the best stuff, feel fancy, go to the town where all the other players are and show off the stuff that you're wearing. Maybe you can find somebody there that would trade with you. But for this video, for showcasing, I'm going to go to the very first area, which is called the Whisper of Forest. You cannot be attacked here. So far, I've opened up areas where I've noticed they got what's called red zones, yellow zones, green zones. Green zones, you can't be attacked at all. In yellow zones, you can get attacked, but I guess the chance of being paired with other players is reduced slightly to make it not so hard. And then the red zone, it's not as reduced as much, and then there's even like different levels of red zones where I'm assuming they make it way higher. I don't necessarily know all the details in this game. I just got the basics. I've been playing it for like maybe a week and a day or so. I'd say roughly 7-8 days. But we're level 71 and max level is 99, so we're doing pretty good. Alright, so I have my spear, but everything has a durability. If you look to the right of my spear, it has a little red dot there. And then if you look at the one right here, it's green. That is durability. If that red goes all the way to gone, the item disappears. They do offer workbenches in the game that you can repair stuff. It takes 1 day to repair an item, and also, as far as I know, you have to spend real money to get a workbench unless you've played forever and you have a high enough district level that you get one, I guess. I don't know. All I know is I don't have access to one. But spears are really easy to make. They only take a stone and a log. So I highly suggest, if you're about to start playing this game, that you use a spear. Now, if you see that zombie, he's after me. I fight him, he does damage to me, I do damage to him. Weapons have attack speeds, you have damage per second, which is how much damage you do over time, versus how much damage you do in one blow, because some weapons are faster than other weapons. And then if there's nothing around, you can just go ahead and hit this bottom left button to auto, or instead of autoing, you can go next to the thing that you want to I guess, perform an action on, and it brings up the hatchet right here, and every time I click the hatchet, it will do a chop. That's why I use auto, is because it reduces how many times I gotta click that button. But if you've seen, I went one-on-one with that zombie. I straight just, tanked him, as they would say. And here's the example of what I was talking about. If you need to get stone and wood to get started in this game, you just go here, look for it on the ground, boom, found a stone rock, boom, found a log, a plant, 2 logs, a stone already. 2 plants, you know, a couple logs. It's super easy. But anyway, what I want to show you is if you crouch, which is that bottom right corner button, it allows you to sneak up on monsters. You got to come from behind. If they see you, they will be startled and come after you. But if you sneak up successfully on a monster from behind it and you attack it, you get 3 times damage. If you see I hit a 36 and then regularly I hit 12. So you get 3 times damage when you sneak it. It is my advice if you're going to just start playing this game that what you do is you try to sneak as many monsters as you can. And then once you've killed all the monsters on the map, then you can hit auto. But the thing is, if you open up the chests that are on this area and you take the stuff that is in them from at least 2 of the chests, there's 3 total in the area. You have to find them, but if you take the stuff from 2, the map will reset. When you go back to like your base and then you come back to this map, it won't be the same map. It'll be a different map. Now that is positive if you're looking to farm items, like say, there's a chest right up here, so I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's say that you're only after some gear because you just started. You would come in here and you would look for these icon on the map that looks like that little brown box. That is a chest. There's 3 of them on the map. If you look, they're actually all 3 right here in the middle, so I can show you exactly what I was talking about. You just have to have time to open it. You click on it, you open it. Other players can also open the same stuff, which means when I come in here, I can take 1 item at a time like that, or I can hit the take all button. If you do that to at least 2 chests, when you leave and come back, it will be reset. If another player comes and gets in the box before you, they can take the stuff before you. Also, you can put items in there for them to take, meaning if there's another player here, I could put this wand in there, and all of a sudden he's got that staff. So anyway, for the sake of looking for some gear, because I would assume you guys are watching have just started playing, we sneak up behind this guy, because if you try to open up a chest with a monster nearby, he will hear you opening up the chest and he will come after you. So I'm going to open up this chest, and that will make at least 2, which means now if I was to leave and come back, everything would be reset. So why that matters is usually one of 2 things. I either farm the resources or I farm the chests. If I'm farming resources, I want to clear all the monsters out before I farm the resources. So if I'm farming the resources and I cleared all the monsters out, the last thing I want to do is reset the map and come back and all the monsters is back. Like the whole point was that I got rid of the monsters. So that's basically, I'll just go ahead and tank this guy, and then we will open up the chest, and assuming that you just started and you didn't have any levels and you didn't feel like chopping wood, you're not into that grinding, you could just run in here, open up these chests, grab everything that's in the chest, leave and come right back, do it again, and just keep rinsing and repeating. And I'm sure after an hour you would have a whole ton of godly stuff, probably a whole set of, you know, basic armors and weapons to be able to fight the zombies. But I highly recommend you just stick to spears. Spears, if you run out of durability, you can easily just make another spear. I will show you in just a second how easy it is. Alright, so I reset the map. The chest is right there in a new area. But let's assume that my spear was all the way broke. I'll even go ahead and delete it to show you that, like, look. Alright, my weapon broke. What do? You just come here to your blueprints. You go to a spear and you craft another one. Go to your inventory and put it on. And that is why I use spears. That is why it's a huge help to use spears, is because if you were using like some sword that you found, over time that sword would break and you wouldn't have it anymore. And then if like some player was going to try and beat you up, you wouldn't have your best sword anymore because it broke. So I highly recommend that you, when fighting the game or when doing anything that doesn't actually put pressure on you, that you use spears, use junk, use welfare. I call it welfare, and that's because I'm free to play. So I look forward to me welfaring as much of this game as possible as a free-to-play. There is this place called Odin's Sanctuary, which is basically like a PVM dungeon where you go and you kill the monsters and you progress through this dungeon. You can watch YouTube videos on how to do that. But anyway, like, I've soloed the first 2 parts of that dungeon by myself. Now, if you look above my head, aside from HP, which is in the top left corner of that green bar, you have food and water. If those get all the way down, I assume you start losing HP from starving to death or dying of thirst. I have not let it get that far before, so the fact that it's low, I could eat this food that I have 9 of, but I don't like to waste resources even though I can afford those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak up on this zombie that's and wolf that are by these bushes, and I unsuccessfully snuck that zombie. We only hit a 12. Sometimes I think secretly the AI wants me to die. Now that I'm low on health, I will switch to my staff. And then since I took off my healing, or since I'm not a healer anymore, if you remember I changed to a warrior, I'm going to change back to a healer. And then I will have to wait 10 seconds for my spells. While waiting for those spells, I'm going to go ahead and pick these berries, and I'm going to pick these. Ooh, I'm going to run. I was going to pick the other berries, but first we're going to have to cast these heal spells or I'm going to die. Alright, there's one heal spell. There's two heal spells. Now, assuming that you can't kill the monsters, this is what you can do. Just run off the map. Since this is not a PvP world, they'll let you just leave instantly. This area is a green area. You can just run away and leave. If it was a red area, there would be a 5-second timer where you would have to basically spam eat your food and your spells while hoping that a player doesn't kill you before you get out of there in time. But anyway, that is basically what goes on in this game. That is an area. There are multiple areas that you can go to, and then this is my camp, and this right here is the main town. So, like, being that this is my first video and I've already talked for 16 minutes, I'm going to keep it plain and simple. Basically, just wanted to go over the concept of this game. I think this game is really awesome. I think this game is a lot of fun. I've been playing it a bit here in the past week. Not as much as I potentially could have been playing. I've been playing Monster Legends, another phone app game, at the same time, so I'm not 100%. I'm eating my berries to get that. If you look in the top right, I'm at 30 food and water. We'll drink this water, and that puts us at 80. Drink it again, that puts me at 100. I don't need empty water bottles. I got enough. I'm just going to go ahead and delete them. And then my food is really low, so I will finally just go ahead and eat one of those, or let's say 2, 3. I ate 3 legs. Now we're at 100. Everything is cool. My person is happy. I'm happy. Me in the next couple of videos, I will be planning to give you guys a tips video for those of you who just started playing on what I've learned in my first 71 levels as a free-to-play, how I've put together my ability to be able to develop in the game so that I can basically just take you guys along for the ride in our adventure in Frostborn. I will put a video up every day, basically showing you the upgrades to my account and what I've learned, and basically just so that way anyone who's watching, you guys can kind of progress too, or just tune in for the experience. I don't know, but I also plan, though, be expecting that I need to upgrade these bases. Today I got raided, and it was pretty bad. 4 players attacked me and one of my teammates. You're allowed 4 teammates in this game, and they're basically your neighbors. If I come over here, I'm at Cuckle's house, and then if I go down here a little more, I'm at David's house, and that is basically how you're set up. You could build all one base in the middle, or we could be like we are, which is multiples. You can set like one chest. You can come down here and there's double heads, and if that's clicked, that means your family members can get inside that too. Or like if I wanted to let my family members use this workbench, I could come here and click it too, and then they could use my workbench if they didn't have one. Maybe they didn't level up their town enough so they can't make the same stuff as you can. You can allow them the ability to make the stuff just by, you know, checking that off. And then the last thing I'm going to go over, because those of you might be worried, like, what? You can lose your stuff? I don't want to play a game where you can lose your stuff. Alright, here's what makes it really fun and interesting. This is called your vault. It's basically your basement, but it is 100% safe. No enemies can come down here. Only friendlies, and your friendlies cannot get in this box. Only you can get in your box, and it can hold all of your goodies. Look at all those goodies that I have. As far as I know, the gear system goes plain items like this staff here, then green items like all of these, then blue items, and then last purple items. So I believe purple items are the best items in the game. There are some purple items that are basically like class specific, like this is a war mage helmet and a pair of war mage boots, which means they're basically good for a mage. And then, you know, there's going to be ones for like the assassin, the pathfinder, all different kinds of stuff. So anyway, that is the thing that you're probably wondering about is, you know, yeah, just being able to keep as much stuff safe as you can, so if you get attacked, nothing can happen to the stuff that's in here. The reason why I have so many crystals is because the crystals are used to make the healing staff, and I rely heavily on using spears, attacking my enemy when I'm low on health, take off running, switch to my staff, wait for the cooldowns, heal myself, switch back to the spear, go back to fighting, rinse, repeat. That's how I progress through the dungeons when I'm killing monsters. And then when I'm not doing that, I'm collecting resources. You get XP to level up from collecting resources and from killing monsters. And every day there is the ability to enter 3 different tournaments. Well, the same tournament 3 different times. And it's basically a tournament that gives you points for killing monsters or collecting resources, and then you can earn, items if you finish first, or a chest with a lucky chance at items. And that's been 20 minutes, so I think that basically sums up my introduction to Frostborn. I highly recommend, if you haven't ever heard of this game and you've heard of Diablo, or you've heard of any dungeon crawler or RPG, if anything like collecting loot, exploring dungeons to find better loot, being able to trade, being able to play co-op, being able to PvP, being able to kill someone and take their stuff, being able to risk stuff, this is definitely a game for you. This game is awesome. I don't really have much negative to say about it, other than everything is really seriously constructed in this game, meaning like sometimes a boss can take, like it took me 45 minutes to beat one boss, meaning sometimes you really have to value something. Like, it might take you an hour to collect 2 maple logs or something, because, you're running from a PK, or you can't find a maple tree, stuff like that. To where you really just have to appreciate, like, when you do get a maple log, like, yay, I got something. And if I could give any one tip advice in this video, it's be a hoarder. There's nothing wrong with having too much stuff, but there's definitely something wrong with not having enough stuff. So anyway, guys, thanks to everyone who tunes into my channel, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Later.